Hey, it's Leah Rae from ToddandLeahRae.com. Now, have you ever wondered how you can use one of the hottest and fastest growing social media platforms to generate income? Or maybe you're familiar with affiliate marketing and the huge income potential that it offers, but you just don't know how to start or how to make that happen. Well, today I'm going to show you exactly how to start generating income with affiliate marketing on Instagram, producing money quickly while also creating a long-term asset of a huge audience that you're going to be able to market to for years to come. So stick around. Instagram. It is an amazing social media platform. It has 500 million daily users and is one of the fastest growing social media platforms out there, way outpacing Twitter and even outpacing Facebook. So it should definitely have your attention for online marketing. Now, to understand a little bit about the demographics and all of that stuff, it's a really cool place. In general, there's a lot more females currently on Instagram than males. So about 68% of Instagram users are female. Interesting fact, right? Also, there's a large percentage of females in the home business industry. So that's kind of a nice correlation we like to see. Now, 32% of all internet users are currently have accounts that are on Instagram. That's a lot. But 1/3 of the people who are actually active on the internet have an Instagram account. That's important, that's big. Now, it's also very heavy on the younger side. So 59% of internet users in the age range of 19 to 29 years of age are on Instagram, and 33% of internet users between 30 and 49 are on Instagram. And really what I see happening here is, it's just like Facebook, right? The kids adopted it first, and then eventually mom, dad, grandma, they get pulled into it along the way. And so that's part of, I think, the big growth that's happening is, yes, it's still big with younger people, but it's going up in the generations as well. So there's a ton of growth, and it is a very hot platform with just a lot of opportunity for those that want to capitalize on it. So we're going to get into exactly what you should be doing, how to do it, and how to make some money on it with Instagram in just a minute here, guys. But just take a minute. I want you to make sure that you subscribe to our channel. We teach a ton of valuable information, how to create leveraged income online, right? How to make money online and leveraged online marketing strategies. That's what you're going to get from us here on our channel. So make sure you subscribe if that's something that you're interested in. Now, another really cool thing about Instagram, why I love it, is that it can be done in just a few minutes a day. So it's not something like Facebook where you're on all the time, right? You can do, if you're organized and you know what to do, you can really build an awesome, successful Instagram business with just a few minutes here and a few minutes there throughout your day, you know, and it's an amazing strategy that way. And I really like it. For people who say they're busy, this is really the first place that I send them for learning and marketing strategy is Instagram, because you can do so much in so little time. So it's a great platform to get started. So at this point, we're talking about how to actually market on Instagram, affiliate marketing specifically. So by now, you should have an affiliate program. You should have some sort of offer already figured out, right? Something that speaks to a very specific target audience, offers them a solution to the problem that they're looking for. Now, this definitely should have some great marketing in the program, capture pages, free giveaways to help you generate leads. That's really important for you to automate and to take off the burden of hustle and also having to create all that stuff yourself. If you don't have this figured out yet, if you don't have an affiliate program that gives you that stuff, you haven't chosen what you want to work with yet, we have an awesome video we just put up, how to start affiliate marketing for beginners. The link to it is at the top of this video. Make sure to click on that if you haven't figured out yet what program you want to work with, because we go through exactly how to choose one that fits best for you and what you want to work with, and give you some very key things to look for and other things to avoid. So definitely click that link in this video when this is done if you haven't figured out yet what your marketing, what your offer is. Also below that link, you can definitely check out our #1 recommended affiliate program as well. Now, so we're going to assume, for the sake of discussion, that you have your offer already figured out. If you don't, you know now how to figure it out, and you're going to come back and build from this point on, all right? So you need to know, whatever your offer is, you really need to know first who you are speaking to. right? Is it for stay-at-home moms? Is it for kind of crunchy moms, granola moms that like all natural stuff? Is it for pet lovers? Is it for whatever? You got to know who's gonna resonate most with whatever your offer is. And then you got to think about, so what are their goals? What are their dreams, things they want to attain, things that they enjoy, right? And then you also want to flip that around and like, what are their fears and what are their worries and anxiety? What's all that about for them? Because understanding your target audiences, the good things that they want, right? Their goals and dreams and the things that they value, the good things that they want, and understanding their fears and anxieties and worries really is going to give you the fuel to make amazing marketing to really speak strongly to them. Okay? And helps to show them exactly how your product, service, opportunity, whatever it is going to help them solve a problem that they have. So it's important that you first know who this is. So we're going to give an example if you don't quite understand what that means, because I want to get really specific with you. So if you don't have a pen and paper handy, you definitely want one for this video, because I'm going to give you some really specific things here that you're going to want to write down. Now, along with understanding who you're speaking to, right, who you want to market to, you need to understand the basics of social media, okay? People do not go on social media to be sold something. They don't go on Instagram to shop necessarily. They'd head over to Amazon for that, right? People are on social media for 3 reasons: to be entertained, to consume information, and to network. That's it. Those 3 reasons. And so you have to fit within that framework if you're going to market successfully on social media, Instagram included, okay? So you want to entertain, you want to give them information to consume, and you want to network. That's what it's all about. So you got to understand that principle first. Now, the content. Now on Instagram, if you're not super familiar with the platform, there's tons you can definitely Google, like how to set up an account and all that kind of stuff, you download the app, all that, the basics, like how to navigate the application. Definitely Google that, because I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to talk the marketing within Instagram specifically, all right? So you're on Instagram, it's a photo sharing app. You share photos and you have captions with those photos. You have essentially one active website link at a total that you can use. You can't put active websites in your captions. There's some more advanced features now with stories and highlights and different things. I'm not going to get into that for the sake of this video, or I will go for hours and hours. But it's that's the basics, right? You share photos, you have captions on your photos. That's what Instagram's all about. It's a photo sharing platform. So the content that you would create on Instagram are going to be photos, actual images, whether that's photos that you put together and it's actually text inside a graphic, or actual pictures that you're taking on your phone or with a camera or whatever. But your content, the posts that you're making, the visual posts plus the captions, you have to provide value. You have to give people a reason to follow you, to pay attention to your posts. They have to be getting something out of it, whether that's entertainment, whether that's information, whether that's something about networking, okay? That's fitting within that framework. So you have to really understand who you're talking to, have to understand what they're looking for, and give it to them in the content. Now let's get really specific with an example. Now I have no idea what you personally are working with, what your offer is in your affiliate marketing business, but let's take the example of, you say you're an affiliate for really healthy, all-natural dog food, okay? There's great stuff out there and maybe you're an affiliate for it. All right, so let's take this example and work, even if this isn't what you're working with, and it's probably not, I want you to, work with me on this, because it's going to really elaborate these different concepts for you. So super healthy, all natural dog food. First, let's ask ourselves, who's our target audience, right? Our target audience is going to be people who, they love their dogs. They love spending time with their dogs. This isn't going to be necessarily cheap dog food, right? It's all natural. It's probably organic, whatever. It's going to be a little more expensive, and you really it's those dog lovers, right? People who just love their dogs to death, and they want them to have a happy, full, healthy life, right? The things that give them joy and pleasure is going to be hanging out with their dog, playing with their dog, right? Seeing their dog happy. Those are the things that they look forward to. And a goal that they want is they want to see their dog live a long, happy life. Right? Not to get sick and crippled too early, too young. They want them to live a long, happy life, okay? The flip side of that, what are they worried or scared about, okay? What are their fears? Well, they're scared they're going to lose their dog, right? They're scared that their dog could get sick. They could get cancer, they could die earlier than expected, they could have a short lifespan, or they could come up down with some sort of thing that decreases their quality of life, right? Where they're really suffering. Those are the sorts of fears and anxieties and worries that someone who's just not so in love with their dog, right? That's kind of what they would have going through their head. You know, worried about losing time with them, quality time with their pet, with their dog. Okay? So let's take that example and talk about what kind of value, what kind of post would you actually make on your account? Well, you'd make some great dog picture posts, right? Great fun pictures, cute, adorable pictures with dogs, obviously, and dogs and their owners. And you're going to give tips. You'd want to give tips about how to keep your dog happy and healthy, right? Maybe, you know, the specs on how much food your dog should be eating every day based on their weight or their age, or make sure your dogs over 5 years old are getting this in their diet, this specific nutrient in their diet for good eyesight, or I don't know, stuff like that. Not my niche, so I don't know this stuff. I'm making it up, but you understand the concept, right? You're going to give them helpful information that people who are interested in this are going to enjoy. All right, pictures of special memories and moments with their dogs, you know, like the first baby tooth they found on the floor when the dog started losing their teeth, their favorite slippers chewed up, you know, things that they can reminisce about and kind of have that nostalgia with. Great things, right? Pictures of dogs and their owners having fun, making memories, right? So, and you can great content about the statistics on how having a dog is great for humans, right? Like the life expectancy goes up and all this kind of stuff that you can research and figure out, and give this sort of information to your target audience. That's the kind of content that you would give them, right? Also, so that's the kind of content, right, that the value that you're giving throughout the week, okay, to your page. Now, let's talk about actually setting up your profile. It's just like Facebook, Instagram, where you have your own personal profile. It collects all of your posts, essentially. And you get a little more than just posts there. You're going to have a small area where you can write some information about yourself, like a little summary, a bio. You're going to have a website option as well. You only get one, so you got to be smart about this. But you really want to set your profile up the right way in order to get great results. So in that website, you don't want just a generic like order page or something like that linked into that website. What you want is really a capture page. A capture page is something where people give you their contact information in exchange for something of value. So it could be something like a free PDF download, the top 5 things you need to do every single day to keep your dog happy and healthy, right? It speaks to our target audience. Someone who's interested in that would very likely be interested in our offer. So they can opt into it. They get the free download. Now you're starting to build an email list off of Instagram. Well, email lists are awesome because you can market to them over and over again through email, offering them different offers, giving them different options for purchasing. You can build long-term customers, all kinds of stuff. Email lists, we'll have to do another video on email lists because email marketing is really important. But some sort of capture page or even a sales funnel is what you want in that website link. You know, sales funnel meaning something that's going to give them some information about your product and kind of whittle them down, give them more and more information, help them make the actual purchase, right? Kind of funneling the lookers to the actual buyers, okay? But you want to be collecting their information and you want to be leading them towards a sale, whether it's just collecting their information and doing the sale on the email side, or an actual sales funnel right there where they opt in, they see the information right there about your offer, and then they could go on to purchase in that sales funnel. But you get one active website link in Instagram, so use it wisely. Don't waste it, all right? In the bio section, this is where you get some free text you can write about yourself, okay? Now remember, this is marketing, and in marketing, people don't care about you. In the end, they don't care at all about you. They care about them. What's in it for them? That's what you want to speak to in your bio. You want to tell people why they should follow you, why they should pay attention to you. This is important. Don't talk about you, talk about what's in it for them. Okay, so this could be, mama to 3 fur babies, right? So a little who I am, and then helping in the rest of the text, helping dog lovers care for and celebrate their fur babies, giving them long, happy lives. Click or check out, right, the link below for our 5 things to do each day to keep your dog happy and healthy. Okay, so I'm giving them a little who I am, and then I'm giving them what's in it for them. What are they going to get by following or paying attention to the posts? And then I also am going to point them towards clicking on the link, right? I'm going to drive them to, hey, check this out. Whatever your offer is, you want to tell them to click on the link in that bio section to get people to go there, okay? So that is important. So that's how you set up your bio. So we talked about content that you need to create. We also talked about how to set up your bio the right way. Now, that stuff's great, but if you have no one following you, no one looking at any of your posts, well, good luck. You're not going to make any money. You need to grow a targeted audience, Now, Instagram is really cool. They've got this reciprocity, this kind of polite rule, if you will, that if someone follows you, you politely follow them back. Well, you can use this rule of reciprocity on Instagram to grow a massive following. So you can figure out what other accounts are on Instagram that have large audiences whose audience would likely be interested in your offer. Okay, that's what you're going to look for. So, and then from when you figure out those accounts, so say in our example, maybe Blue Buffalo, right? They're kind of an expensive all-natural dog food brand, right? So maybe they've got a corporate account on Instagram with a few million followers or something like that. Awesome. That would be a perfect account to go over to their account, look at their followers, and start following the people that are following the Blue Buffalo account. Because then you're going to get them to follow you back. And now you're building a targeted audience. That is awesome. Targeted audience is key. If you have just a random audience of who knows what, it's a lot, you're going to get a lot less engagement on your post, people commenting and paying attention to your post, and you're also going to get a lot fewer sales and fewer leads. So you want a very targeted audience. And as we're on the topic of targeted audiences and growing your audience, just a general rule, never ever buy followers on Instagram. It's just going to mess up your account. It's really, really bad for about 1,000,000,005 reasons that I'm not going to go into all of it here, but don't ever buy followers. You may be approached by people, especially when you're first getting started and they see you're trying to market something. They're like, hey, for $5, I'll give you 5,000 followers or whatever. Just don't do it. You're going to ruin your account. So don't buy followers, okay? Now, the other way that you can grow followers is through connecting with people through hashtags. So I'm sure there's a hashtag fur baby, right? Or fur baby mama or something like that. And so you could actually type in the hashtag fur baby or fur baby mama or whatever on Instagram and find everybody who's using that hashtag. And then you can connect with those people there, either following them or talking with them and inviting them to check out your page. Okay? So you can use hashtags as another way to grow a targeted audience. Now, as your followers grow, okay, because you're gonna start out with 0, right? And you're gonna grow and grow and grow. And like we have over 30,000 followers on Instagram. As your followers grow, you're gonna generate more and more leads on automation without actually doing any work for them. That's awesome. That's leverage, and that's why we love it. Because there's people they see your posts that you're making, they like what they see, they check out your bio, they read your bio, they figure out, oh, I want that, whatever your offer is in the link, they click on it, poof, you have a lead. That's how it works. So the bigger and bigger that your account gets, the more people who are following you and checking you out, the more leads you'll generate just on automation, which is awesome. Now, when you're just starting out, and you're starting out with 0, right, and you're going to work, and you can actually grow this pretty quickly with consistent action, you probably want to stir up a little more action to make money right away, right? So you may only have 50, 60 followers or something. That doesn't mean you're not making money. How do you supplement the automated leads that you're making? You talk to people, you network, you use that, the third pillar that we talked about of social media, which people like to network on social media. So network. Talk to people. You can point people that through chat and it's kind of like Messenger. It's a little more simplified in Instagram. Talk with people in chat. Offer them your lead magnet, your free offer, or whatever it is. Point them, to whatever your offer is through chat, and you can generate leads through there. Heck, I've even gone from not even skip the lead generation part and gone right for been able to get sales just through chat, Messenger, or just chat, I guess it's called, in Instagram. So networking is a really powerful tool that you can use and kind of use as a hustle, a way to work for it at the beginning, get more engagement and actually get those sales right away, while you're building up this long-term asset of a huge audience that will hear from you and buy from you for years to come. So you can get into profit right away. So there's a ton more actually about that you can dive into with Instagram. There's all kinds of really neat features and things you can do with it on the platform. And I can't go into each and all of that in this video, or we'd be here all day long. We've actually got a full-blown Instagram course that we sell, for people who really want to dive in and own Instagram. So, we can't go through all that here, but with what we've gone through in this video, you have enough information to start your journey on Instagram with your affiliate marketing business, and you can start making money, which is the important part. And then you can continue to hone your skills, to continue to learn and get better and better as you're implementing. Don't wait to take action until you think you're a pro and you know everything you need to know, right? Take imperfect action and work and grow as you're making money, as you're earning. That's the real way to do it, guys. So I'll throw in the link to our Instagram course somewhere down further in the description, guys, if you do want to check that out. But if you're still trying to figure out what affiliate program you want to work with, definitely check out the video. I'll link it at the very top of the description here to jump into, and it's going to walk you through what to look for, what to avoid, and help you make a good decision on that. Hopefully you got some good value from this. Definitely like it for us. Give us a comment. Let me know any questions that you may have had as I've gone through this. Comment, whatever. Give us some love, comment, share this on your favorite social media platform, and somebody that you may know could benefit from this information. Also, subscribe. We've got new videos coming out all the time to help you learn leveraged online marketing strategies and how to make money online. See you soon.